Alright, so are you guys sitting at home, quarantined, or social distancing, practicing social distancing? Well, if so, I have a way that you can improve your precision rifle shooting, or really any type of shooting, while sitting at home. And it's obvious, it's what everybody's thinking, and that's dry fire practice. A lot of people overlook dry fire practice. I will admit that there are times when I am guilty of not dry firing enough. When I got really good at shooting handguns, I was dry firing 30 minutes a day, every day for about 3 years straight. And I literally, it was a religious thing for me, and I got really good, really fast at shooting handguns. When I really started getting into precision rifles, I would get down every night before bed. I would get down in my living room. I had a little target set up on the wall. I would be 7 yards away, turn my parallax all the way down, magnification all the way down, and I would sit there and dry fire and just practice the fundamentals over and over and over, just creating those neural pathways in my brain, so that the more you do something, the more repetition, the more muscle memory it builds up. So you can do that even if you're quarantined at home. I'm lucky enough that I live out in the middle of nowhere. 7 minutes from my house, I have a 3,000 yard range that is a private setup that nobody else really has permission to be there. So I'm lucky enough that I'm not going to run into anybody between here and there. I can go out and be in the middle of this field all by myself. But right now, doing that is kind of sketchy. And that's not because I'm worried about social distancing or any of those other things. It's because ammo, if you guys haven't been looking, and I'm sure you have if you're watching this, ammo's getting pretty scarce right now. Now, I'm not talking about shooting, obviously, 5.56 or 9mm, or any of the big calibers that are really selling out. But you've got to think, if all those are selling out, eventually the people who are trying to buy all that stuff, they're going to figure out, well, hey, I can reload my ammo. And they're going to start buying reloading supplies next. I haven't seen so far a big run on reloading supplies. Pretty much all the places that I order my stuff from, Mid-South, Midway, any of those places, Natchez, I haven't really seen a big hit on usually everything that's normally in stock is in stock as far as reloading supplies go. But you can guarantee it's only a matter of time. So I've got a pretty good stock. I could last quite a while shooting the way that I shoot with the supplies that I have to reload. But that being said, if those things run out, I won't be able to shoot the way that I'm accustomed to. I usually go out 3 times a week and shoot long range. That's where a lot of the videos you guys see come from, as well as shooting F-class competitions. And in my backyard here where we're at right now, I have 125 yards that I can shoot from this bench, and I have a target set at 100 yards where I do all my zeroing, all my testing, load development, and all that stuff. But I haven't been doing anywhere near as much of that. Now, don't get me wrong, I still have been shooting, but nowhere near the amount that I normally would. And that's just because I'm trying to conserve somewhat of my supplies in case it gets to the point where it's super light and you just can't find it. So in that instance, I don't want to be left high and dry without anything. So I'm doing my best to still go out and shoot, still do what I want, but conserve. And to do that, I'm doing a lot more dry fire practice than I normally do. And I'm guilty of being one of those people that do a lot more shooting and a lot less dry fire practice than I should. I years ago got really good at shooting handguns fast, my USPSA and Steel Challenge type stuff. And the way I did that was going out or every night before bed, I would spend 30 minutes a day dry firing. Since then, I've got away from doing a lot of the USPSA comps. I still do them from time to time, but I've really fell in love more with the long range aspect of shooting, as you guys I'm sure have noticed. So in that aspect, I have been dry firing a lot more, and there's a lot you can learn from dry firing. So that's kind of what I want to talk about. What dry firing can do for you without having to burn through ammo, without having to sit down at the reloading bench and load stuff up and spend all that time. Just dry fire practice can exponentially improve your shooting skills, and it's really amazing. Just burning those neural pathways in your brain, building up muscle memory can really make you a better shooter by leaps and bounds. So what are the things that we want to concentrate on when we dry fire? When we're talking about precision rifle, and I can guarantee you, if you ask any of the top 10 shooters in any single discipline what one of their main practices is to get better or stay as good as they are at shooting, they're going to tell you they dry fire practice. It's just hands down, it absolutely works. There's a reason that everybody does it. So what are the things when it comes to precision rifle that we want to concentrate on when we're dry fire practicing? And that's basically just the fundamentals. So I can come out here out in my backyard, sit behind this bench, or lay down prone next to this bench, my target there at 100 yards, and I can practice holding my rifle, making sure everything's level, holding my rifle completely still, watching my breathing, breaking my shot at the bottom of my natural respiratory pause, making sure the crosshairs don't move as I break the shot, so I'm not disturbing the trajectory of my bullet in any sort of way. All those things that we normally would go through our pre-shot checklist, do those with dry firing. And the more you do that, you are going to build up a type of muscle memory, and it creates a pathway in your brain, so where when you go out and shoot live fire, you're going to continue to do those same practices that you have trained yourself to do, and do them perfectly. The more you do it, the better you get at, the more repetition, the better you get at doing those in live fire practice. So that's kind of what I wanted to talk about. I have been doing a lot more dry fire practice over this last 3 or 4 days since all this stuff really started to kick off big. Like I said, I've still been going out and doing some shooting, but I'm trying to kind of refrain from doing my normal 3 times a week, shooting multiple calibers, burning through ammo, because I don't know if one of these days I'm going to get on Mid-South and go to order something and it's going to say, sorry, we're shut down. As a matter of fact, the last order that I made, it normally takes about 2.5 days, 2.5 to 3 days from the time I order for the package to arrive at my door. I ordered something right before all this stuff really got heavy and became a big issue. I ordered some bullets and brass and such, and it took 6 days for it to arrive. So if that tells you how much of a hit our systems are taking right now, something that normally take 2.5 days to 3 days to get to my house took twice as long. So I can only imagine as this gets worse, that's going to get slower and slower and may even shut down completely. I really hope not. I hope that's not the case, but because of that, I'm doing my best to conserve, and dry fire practice is the best way that I know to do that and maintain my proficiency in precision shooting. So I hope this helps you guys. I hope if you guys are sitting around bored at home, I know dry firing is not the most glamorous type of shooting or practice. I mean, there's no boom and ding or any of that, but it will help. It will improve your skills. And if you do a bunch of dry fire practice while we're all sitting around quarantined, when we're done, who knows, you may go out to the range and be the best guy out there because you're the only person that sat down and still practiced while all this was going on. So I hope this helps. Hope everybody's staying safe. Everybody's practicing whatever they're supposed to be practicing as far as the staying away from people and keeping germs off yourself. I'll see you guys next time. I'm out.